Good morning, everyone. Thank you for taking time out to watch this, and to those that are here this morning, thank you for being here. I hope that this message of God's love and this last Sunday, this fourth Sunday of Advent, will bring some sort of hope, peace, joy, and love to you. We all know what the week ahead is all about. It's the birth of Jesus Christ. The world has got so commercial that many times Christ is left out of Christmas. I challenge you this week, as you go through this busy time and you're distracted and you're pulled in 100 different directions, that you remember to center yourself and put Christ back in Christmas. Christ's birth was the ultimate gift of love. He came to earth to live amongst us, to know what we go through, because God could not come down. So he sent his only son. His birth, his death, and resurrection gives us the greatest gift, and that is salvation and a life eternal in heaven. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, for those who believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. I always look up during the past few weeks the word of Advent week. This week, of course, is love, and who doesn't love love? It is mentioned 310 times in the King James Version of the Bible. I would say that love is very important to the Lord. And it should be to us. So many times hurt and bad things that's happened to us cause us to be more bitter than loving. We need to work on that, because God tells us to love, commands it. It is often said so widely and flippant these days and times. But don't just say it, because saying it doesn't mean it. Actions with words is what means something. Without the actions, it's just like any other word that you might see. To accomplish true love is to not only speak it, but show it each and every day to those that you love. And it may not be, woo, hey, I love you today. It might just be, I love you today. You may be struggling. Hug someone, call someone, text someone. Get out of yourself and do something for someone else if you're in that pit. And a lot of times in the holidays it is. So many people are lonely, so many people are away from their families or distant from their families because of conflict. I just ask that if someone comes across your mind or in your heart, just send them a text message or give them a call. You don't know what someone is truly going through, and what that one small act of love and kindness can change everything for them. Sometimes we love people but can't be around them. It's more toxic and negative than positive and nurturing. Forgive them for what they've done. Pray for them. And then, move on. We can't allow negativity and toxicity to be in our lives and be true followers of Christ. We have to walk out our faith, our love in front of the world. By doing so, and stop allowing people to hurt us, but show them mercy, grace, and love, you may change them. I pray that you have people that show you love in your life, but there are people that don't. There are people that are very lonely, very hurt people, and they isolate themselves and alienate themselves from the world. and they sometimes come across as very unkind people. But what I would suggest to you when you encounter one of these people, share the love of the Lord. Because He is always with us, even when we feel alone and we feel isolated. Even when we're in groups of people, we can feel unloved, unseen, and unloved. And so lonely. I've been there. But when you immediately go and center yourself in the Lord, He can fill you with love that you no longer feel that loneliness. You no longer feel that hurt. Seek and trust that He will fill you with love and light that you can share with the world. In 1 John 3:1, how great is the love the Father has bestowed upon us that we should be called the children of God. We all have struggles. We all have things that didn't turn out the way we wanted them. We all have things that we want in this life. But we have everything when we commit to the Lord, because we are the children of the Most High God. And we are loved unconditionally from Him when the world has conditions on us. Love is a gift. Do you receive it and reciprocate it back? Or are you selfish? You take and take and take, but you don't ever give back out. That is not love. That is being selfish and self-centered. And the Lord can't stand that. So if you find yourself, when you self-evaluate, every day I tell you to self-evaluate yourself. If you find yourself being a taker and not a giver, you need to adjust that. You need to adjust that today and every day going forward. Be a Cindy Lou Who in a world full of Grinches. I watched with Lucy yesterday the 1966 version of The Grinch. And I watched it very carefully to get that message of how broken the Grinch was. How isolated he was up there on that mountain with his dog, and he was just so angry because his life had not turned out the way he wanted it to. So he wanted to steal everything because he thought that things was what made the Who's joyful, happy, full of love and light. What he learned was that was not it at all. He took everything from them, right down to this little bitty crumb that was on the floor that was too small for a mouse. Yet when he looked down on Christmas morning, expecting them to be weeping and screaming and hurting and disappointing, he was up there relishing and couldn't wait to see that. That is how the devil acts. That is what, when we have to go through adversity and hurt and pain, that is what the devil wants from us. He wants us to be broken and hurting and angry. The Who didn't do that. They came out into the middle where there was no tree left, no decoration. They joined hands and sang. They were joyful, full of God's love and light, because they knew that they had something way more important than things. If someone tries to steal your hope, peace, and joy, and love, be a Who. Rejoice in the face of evil. We must be a positive Christ representative in this dark world every minute of every day. You might be the only Christ someone sees. So be a good representative. You may change a Grinch to a Who. Things that have been taken from you, the Lord will restore you. If you trust, believe, and be faithful to Him, He will restore them 10 times greater than what was stolen from you. Nothing ruins the devil's day more than killing negativity with a positivity. The Grinch was the devil. The Who's were God's children. They killed out all that negativity, and they changed him. He was a hurting person, and they changed him. This week you may encounter a whole lot of Grinches, because this world is full of them. You be that Cindy Lou Who. You be that Whoville, every